Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another apartment renovation. And this one is a little bit different compared to some of the other apartments that I have done previously. Because what I decided to do was actually make 2 apartment units for maybe a household or really a single sim that wanted to leverage the roommate system. I have not played with the roommate system that much at all. In fact, I was honestly a little annoyed by the roommate system in like Discovery University in the dorms. I know it's a little bit different, but I haven't really played with it too much, and honestly, I just thought that this would be kind of fun, hopefully a little bit easier considering it's only one roommate. So as you can see, I am creating this kind of like little hallway or a little kind of, I suppose, common area. And there are 2 doors leading to the 2 separate units that I end up making. And both of these units are studio apartments. So I was thinking that they were reasonably small. They weren't separated too much. And out here in the common area, there's just 2 chairs and a little end table, as well as the garbage chutes. I believe those are from the debug menu technically, so I'm not sure if they would actually work. However, it's not a big deal because in the actual hallway to this entire apartment building, there are of course garbage chutes for your Sims to use. So that shouldn't be an issue whatsoever. And I really liked using those city living doors because they have Simlish on them and they look like apartment numbers. So I thought it was perfect to go ahead and use here. I'm definitely not the first one to do this, by the way. I should probably mention that. I am not the first one to do this whatsoever, but I thought it was high time that I tried it out, especially because apartments are typically, I don't know, they're typically kind of challenging for me just because they're so huge. Like most of them are giant, and this unit is just so long. Like it's so weird for me to build in like this really long laid out floor plan, so I thought it was kind of nice to break it up. A little bit selfish, honestly, but I kind of made it work for me, and hopefully you guys enjoy it too. But each unit does have very similar, if not identical, furnishings. So basically, the Murphy beds that I use in this unit here, they are also used in the other. The rugs are the same, the end tables are the same, the TV console table is the same. I already said the rugs, I think, the kitchen appliances and like the counters, all of that stuff is identical. And I went with kind of this softer wood toned color scheme compared to, or in contrast to, the darker wood flooring, which I actually end up changing to the identical wood flooring from the little hallway that separates the 2. I just thought that consistency would be kind of nice. However, there is personalized clutter in each unit. I didn't give too much thought as to what each of these Sims maybe is interested in hobby-wise or even what they did for work, but I was at least thinking that the furnishings were very, very boho to me, kind of like boho, minimalistic in a sense. There's kind of a mix of styles, but I think over in Discord, one of you guys asked for like a boho apartment, and I'll probably go like full boho at some point because I really did like that recommendation. But I kind of went like softer, just simplistic, kind of like mixed with IKEA and eco lifestyle stuff. I know I don't have an IKEA pack, but like tiny living like basically looks like IKEA stuff. Let's just be real. But now I'm working on the kitchen, and I did fully playtest this, so all of the surfaces work. Like if there's no issue with your Sim having to prepare food on any of these surfaces, even though I did overlap them a bit and kind of cram them in that corner, just because I thought it was so weird to have an empty space between the fridge and the counter. And they also have the same dining table and chairs, so that's another aspect of the furnishings that's pretty much identical. And I used this really cute set from Eco Lifestyle, and if you guys did not know, just as a reminder, I was able to access that due to the BB Show Hidden Objects cheat, because it is actually something that your Sims fabricate, so it's not in like the regular build and buy catalog. I just add an incense burner over here. I kind of fail to add them as often as I think about using them, if that makes sense. I love incense personally, and I actually need to kind of restock a little bit. My fiance and I used to burn that every single day. Now we have candles, but I think we should get some more incense the more I think about it. It's very soothing. And I don't even know what scents were our favorite either. We really liked patchouli, but it was a little strong. I don't know. Do you guys have any that you would recommend? Drop them down in the comments down below, because I would definitely be looking for some new incense. That would be kind of nice. But here I am getting the little entryway, I suppose you could say, fixed up. I used some of these hanging plants from Nifty Knitting, which were so nice. There were only like one or two though that had a tall wall height string, I suppose you could call it, right? Like the rope that actually attaches it to the ceiling. Some of the others only had like the short and medium wall height. So that was kind of a bummer because maybe I just wasn't able to find it, to be frank. Like I may have just skirted over it in the catalog, but there were only a few, it seemed, that had the tall wall height. So that was kind of disappointing, but I do really like using those now. I'm probably going to use them in a lot of my builds from now on, so just be ready for that. But I'm also decorating this bookshelf here. I don't use this bookshelf as often as I always think about using it as well. It's another object I always think about using, but it's one of my favorite bookshelves because the clutter is actually a little diversified. There's a plant on it, which is just so cute, and it leaves a lot of open cubes for you to fill with other items aside from just small little book clutter. So I really liked that, and I gave them a stereo, and now I'm just kind of picking out some clutter items for the kitchen. So they actually have a coffee maker, and comparatively the other unit has a tea maker, or like a teapot, the tea brewer, whatever it is. So there are small differences between the units, but nothing too significant whatsoever. I think like this unit has a smaller TV set because maybe this sim just doesn't watch TV that much, but wants to at least have a unit in case they do want to watch something or if they have someone over. And the other unit has like a big large screen TV. So definitely just differences in the Sims, I would think, but not necessarily part of the furnishings that come with the apartment itself. And now we're working on the bathroom, and I really like this bathroom. I have been gravitating towards that Seasons shower for like a hot minute now, and I used it here and I just thought it looked so kind of like modern and crisp, and I think it really kind of fit the vibe that I was going for with these apartments. And I think I just had to shuffle the door a little tiny bit to make room for a sink because, again, the window placement was a little odd, but I wanted to maximize the living space as much as possible. So I kind of just made it work here. And then I just hang a towel on the wall and I believe a painting. And that is about it for the bathroom. Nothing crazy at all. I think a bath mat as well because, you know, you always need one of those. And then I end up using the little storage rack there and shoving it right in the little archway. I can't do it in this unit. I tried, but I wasn't able to. And now we actually are onto the second unit. So this is the bigger of the two. And this one actually has like overhanging cabinets in the kitchen and a lot more counter space just because it's the way the cookie crumbled. It's how I ended up dividing it and it ended up working that way. But the downside is that this unit only has 2 windows. There were not a lot of windows on this side of the apartment whatsoever, so that kind of stinks. They don't get a lot of sunlight, but at least they have the kitchen sink right by the window, which I thought was nice. So maybe as they're like doing dishes and stuff like that, they could at least look outside and see what's going on the streets. And then the other window's actually near their bed where I end up putting the Murphy bed. So at least they're near the sunlight, I suppose. But I could have probably used the tool mod to add some windows. I kind of considered it at one point, but I know that sometimes, not all the time, I was kind of like reading up on this and people's experiences on Twitter with using the tool mod, and it shouldn't be an issue if someone downloads the room and places it where it belongs, i.e. this apartment, if I put a window using the tool mod. However, I just kind of don't want to risk it. I don't know. Like, what are your experiences with the tool mod? That's what I'm trying to ask. Like, is it actually a problem if I were to do that? Because I was thinking of adding a window actually where I placed this Murphy bed and just kind of shuffling it to the wall onto the right. That was kind of my thought. So I don't know. It might work. I might play around with it. I'm also not too savvy with the tool mod yet, so I'm kind of still learning as to how to use it, but bear with me. Could be kind of fun. I might experiment with it a little bit. But as you can see, this little space is coming together, and they do have that larger screen TV like I mentioned. And then I also place a desk in the corner here and give them a computer. So maybe they do something at home, like they work from home, and this is just their all-in-one space that they absolutely adore. Or it's just because, honestly, this unit had more space and I had to think of things to fill it. I'll be frank. But I also had this area and I had no idea what to do with it. So this unit ends up with a fireplace and I think it is really, really pretty. I tried to use this bookcase and I think I do still end up using it on that wall. I shuffle it around maybe a couple of times to just kind of test things out a little bit. I also used the new Nifty Knitting couches, and the fireplace is the one from Eco Lifestyle that I absolutely love. I have been resisting using it in every single build, so I was really excited to just go ahead, plop it in here, and be totally satisfied with it. They also have an armchair, and then I throw out another rug and another plant just to make this space a little cozy, and then I also toss some artwork and a mirror on the wall just to really spruce it up. I am not good in working with the taller wall heights because I have the impulse to just decorate all the way to the ceiling. So thankfully I fought that here, and I just kind of focused on what was at the Sims level, if that makes sense. I also add a couple of hanging plants and add a little flower in that little slot on the fireplace, which I thought was really, really cute. They also have a smart speaker, so this unit is a little bit more upgraded. So maybe this Sim of the two roommates, right? Maybe this one just has like a better paying job or something like that. I'm not really sure how they would split the rent. I think in the system itself it's even, right? But I don't really know. And then I just finalized their bathroom, which is pretty much identical to the other one. Nothing special whatsoever, but I hope that you guys did enjoy this. It's a little bit different, but hopefully it would be fun to play in, and hopefully you liked the style. So thank you guys so much for checking this out. I will catch you next time I post a video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.